Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more of a winter haunting. We've come down this slide, pipe, thing, completely smooth and dark, meaning that A, I can't see where I'm going, and B, I won't be able to grip the walls even if I wanted to go back up. Fair enough. We're here anyway. Probably another puzzle room. There seems to be some screens showing us, interestingly. I will say that anyone who watched the end of the last episode will know I caught up with the journal entries, so we now have read the whole thing. I think that story is probably going to play a fairly significant part in the ending of this game. I have a theory, my own theory about what's going to happen, based on what we've seen so far. But I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm going to see where it goes, and at the end we can see if I was right. Or you as well, if you've had your own theories. But if you didn't see that sort of journal readings and stuff, I'm going to be sort of proceeding as if you have, and not kind of explaining stuff that we've already read about in the journal. But with that said, let's carry on. So these are all screens showing us, aren't they? Things that we've done, it looks like. Okay, well let's watch the screens. This was after Finley and I met. I didn't even realise there was a camera there. This was after Mel introduced herself. She's quite kind and soft-spoken. This was back in the floor room. I'm surprised I somehow managed to crack those puzzles. Guess those cram sessions during breaks paid off. Okay, we've also got this. Another one of the ghost puzzles. It must have taken a lot of dedication to build these. And then there's us giving berries to the fox. I never thought I'd be saying something out of my high school biology textbook, but I'm glad we enjoyed a brief symbiotic relationship. Okay, there's a panel here. What's that? Looks like some kind of panel, but I don't see any hinges. It could be dirty. We could try the lavender thing, or the duster. It's already clean, well, compared to the rest of the mansion. Okay, it just looks a bit fuzzy. Ice pick's been very useful. No ground. Okay, fine. All right, what's going on with the door? Simple door? It can't be that easy, can it? Of course it isn't. Drat. How do I get out of here? What's the circle? What's this? Oh, hello. Hello, Everlyn. I've been expecting you. How did you know my name? The power of observation through modern technology. I'm sure you've seen a camera or two around here. Why am I here? Well, that's a simple one. Your grandmother asked you to look after this mansion, didn't she? What are you implying? You'll figure it out sooner or later. Are you dead? What an absurd question. Don't waste my time with trivial things. That blue spirit, who was it? My dear girl, if you suffer from hallucinations, I suggest you consult a professional, not a camera. Oh, it has to be real. It has to... I've got your journal. You believe that's my journal? Yes? Well then, did you read it? Yes, I did. There were two girls, Clara and Amy. Apart from their hair and clothing, they're practically identical. Amy thought she hated Emerson at first, but it turns out she was masking her true feelings for him. Turns out Emerson liked her back, so they started dating, but then... What's wrong, dear? Why did you stop? Oh, I know. Something is troubling you, isn't it? Your voice is male, and this diary is written by a girl, so this diary can't belong to you. Very observant, my dear. So where do I find her? Now, that is the million-dollar question, isn't it? I think you're close enough, and I wouldn't want to spoil the fun. I believe you've had your fair share of questions. Now it's my turn. Honor me, Evelyn. Do you actually think you are a good person? Would you say you're proud of your actions over the course of your time here? I did what I could. I made a mixture of choices, some good, some bad, just like any other person. I tried to make good decisions where I could, but I felt I wasn't true to myself at other times. Don't undersell yourself, my dear. You made more good decisions than you think. Let's walk through what you really did, shall we? Despite the previous caretaker displaying an extravagant amount of rudeness, you were able to maintain your composure. When one of the other caretakers tripped, you walked over to her instead. That was quite kind of you. Okay, I suppose I did. You solved all the puzzles correctly, even when it wasn't necessary. Good attention to detail. I commend you for taking this seriously. Oh, okay, so it was an option not to do all of those, I suppose. Appreciating the work it took to craft these puzzles, that almost brought a tear to my eye. I'm touched. Ooh. You found a way to get what you needed without having to hurt that innocent fox. Yeah, we did do that. You've shown nothing but kindness in your actions today, and for that, I commend you. I didn't expect that from you. Thank you. Don't get too comfortable. You still have some things to do and perhaps some things to figure out. Though you have proven yourself through your kindness, you're not as bad as I thought you were before, so I'm letting you take an easier path. Thank you, Wait, as you thought before? What does that mean? Good night, dear. Wait, hello? This is no way but forward. The order. So if it's talking about the contraptions, then obviously the first door was winter. And then after winter it was the flower room, which should be spring. In which you... Ooh. E. Well, if we went through spring, then it should be summer next, I guess. Solve the rooms. There's a bottle. Looks like I'll have to take the L on this one. Well, after summer it was autumn, so we'll go there. Is the key. Ah. Cool. So we'll have a W. We'll have me. And we'll have an L. Cool. I guess I just fell through another slide, but it's pitch black in here. Where am I? He died. Looks like the flashlight just ran out of battery. I should stay alert and move carefully. So we've got this thing. Okay, well that's the winter room again, I guess. Flower room with all that and stuff. The fall room with the A and S. Well, which we've just done. And a camera. Have you figured it out yet? He died and as well? He died and as well. Congratulations, you may pass. What I said wasn't a full sentence. Have patience. You'll get your answers now if you haven't figured it out already. Window? It's night already. Looks like the cloud cover broke into a downpour. I spent years being angry, upset, confused. Now I know what I was masking underneath, sorrow. Deep down I knew that the love we had for each other was genuine. As I was creating the passphrase for the last room, I never thought it would be literal. I buried her belongings deep in the forest. There you will find a key to this door, should you wish to find the truth. He died, and as well did she. She died. I've got to go all the way through again? Oh. Hello? Evelyn, dear, are you there? Grandma? Oh, thank goodness, honey, there's a storm coming, so stay inside. I forgot that Finley left earlier this morning. I'm so sorry to leave you alone. Grandma, hello? Oh, the storm must be getting worse. I should find that mound quickly. It's probably that ridge that people keep tripping over. Oh, it's Finley. Finley?
Oh, hey, look, I just came back to get my matches. Have you seen them?
Sorry, I used them.
Right, no worries. I suppose it's the last time I'll be tripping over that mound near the lamp anyway.
I haven't got my pointer. Ah, here we go. Why are you really here?
There's a storm and the power is out of my place. I need those matches as a source of light. Okay, so maybe I didn't. I know what you think of me. Sassy, rude, selfish.
No, I don't. I only talked to you for a short while. I don't know what you're really like. What I did see was someone who was stressed and anxious over getting a job, just like me.
Well, yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have taken it out on you.
Apology accepted. So you came all the way up here to say sorry?
Well, you were one of the few people who was nice to me when I was stressed, so I wanted to pay it forward. The company I'm starting at in January is looking for an engineer, preferably with machine learning experience. It's in Central Pacifica. I overheard you muttering earlier today and thought it would be near home for you. Are you keen on joining?
Huh. You bet your life.
Well, it's settled then. I'll put in a referral for you. Hopefully we'll be colleagues, maybe even friends.
You know, you remind me a lot of my best friend back home. Tough exterior, but kind on the inside. We'll get along just fine.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear. Anyway, I should probably be going now. Looks like the storm is picking up.
Right, same. Well, see you later. Well, hopefully that removes one of my stresses. On to the next one. Yeah, I imagine it's going to be this ridge thing. Time to start digging. Well, I got the key. There's also a chest here. I am withdrawing from the world and isolating myself in the place where I can feel her presence the most. All I can do is sit and stare until I'm reunited with her. The night of the winter ball was supposed to be the happiest night of our lives. Our parents finally understood, realizing that Amy and I were in love. This is Emerson, right? Clara and I were supposed to tell her the news then. This was supposed to be our engagement party, a welcome surprise, but she never showed. Ever again. Our parents, this whole town, we spent months, years, decades looking for her, but there was nothing. The memory of that night haunted us all, too painful to endure. One by one, our relatives faded away, leaving the mansion empty and echoing with the distraught ghosts of her absence. Some moved, while others succumbed to the relentless passage of time. Clara even dropped the sterling from the name of the mansion, making it a historical landmark and a tribute to her best friend. Last I heard, she changed her name and became the mayor of this town. We drifted apart, but the truth was we couldn't face each other after our guilt. I returned one last time in my old age, filled with determination and anger, but I finally found her. She was here all along, in a dark corner of this wretched place. I gathered her things and put them in this chest. Every little piece, each trinket, I placed them inside, giving her the memorial she deserved, and hoping it would quiet the ache. But it hasn't. It never will. This room, that chest, it's all I have left of her now. The last words she wrote are in my hands. I spent years going back and forth on whether to read them, but I don't have much time remaining. Perhaps you have more strength than I do. A coward who is too afraid to learn the truth. I'm sorry for all the trouble I put you through. I should get back to the attic. Okay, so I'm going to say my theory now, because I think it's going to reveal stuff coming up. So if you don't want to hear that, skip on 30 seconds or so. But my theory is, and it's not spoilers because I don't know, this is just my theory, that the grandmother isn't Clara, it's Amy. I think in the past when Clara came up to Amy and saying, you know, are you okay, yada yada, and in the journal it said, Clara, the answer is Clara, I think Amy killed Clara at that point. You know, they were almost identical. The only difference was one of them had dyed their hair. And then I think that Amy dyed her hair to be Clara's shade, and I think she and Emerson got married. But I think maybe Amy felt the guilt of getting rid of Clara. And I think Emerson maybe always felt that he'd married the wrong woman and that the marriage didn't work out anyway despite that. That's my theory. And I think in the autumn room there was that shelf with like hair dyes and stuff that kind of suggested something had gone on. That's my theory. Let's find out how close I am. Oh, okay, I've got to use the key on the door. Okay. I'm not well versed in outer space bodies, but no doubt that's the Ice Queen constellation. Usually shows up around late fall. I've got a control panel. I've worked with some complicated systems in college, but this is beyond my scope. It looks like there are some things on the screens above, though. Oh my god. Okay, log. Current time, 3 years. Install cameras all. Info. Initializing camera network. Success. Camera network installed. Linking cameras to Sentry Eye surveillance system. Cameras hooked up. Yada. Okay, all cameras operational. 13 of them. Sentry Eye scan area. Lunabelle Mansion. Remember, Lunabelle was Amy's surname. With AI personality analysis. Scanning Lunabelle Mansion, analysing material left by system operator, blah 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 blah, letters and puzzles. Corpse in coffin denoted as deceased 1. Sentry Eye derived personality from operator, personality analysis in progress. 90% anger, 10% grief. I think the, is it an AI or something that's running the house? I think it's Emerson's personality. Personality profile will remain active until truth revealed equals true. Warning, system operations will continue under this profile until further intervention. Operator attempt bypass, remove emotion anger. Failed. Remove emotion anger adjust. Failed. Attempt to modify personality failed. Death detection. Victim confirmed as system operator. I think Emerson's dead. Now marked as deceased 2. Sentry Eye status self-check. System operating as normal. Battery 100%. We're logging event. New housekeeper. 5'5", mid-30s, wavy blonde hair. Duration of stay 8 months. Quit out of frustration from reforming dust. Truth progress 0%. Then we've got Eleanor Hargrove. 5 months. Quit due to poems being ripped up nightly. Truth progress 0%. New subject Thomas Wells, curator, mid-70s. Stayed 5 months. Quit due to frustration with mischief. 0%. Courtney Parley, maid. Duration of stay 3 months. Quit due to fear of paranormal activity. Then we've got Finley Hawthorne. Duration of stay 3 weeks. Quit due to search for better opportunities. Frequently complained about a draft. 0% progress. Then we've got us. Everlyn Sterling, caretaker, 5'2". Duration of stay up to current. Bears a strong resemblance to deceased 1. So deceased 1 would have been Clara. Because in my theory. Yeah. Fire event. Okay, we're at truth progress 95%. I see. The screen's different. I think purely autonomous system. I resembled one of the deceased. I see. Okay. It's the snowshoe constellation. Usually shows up around my birthday every year in early December. May this light forever shine for you, my love. I'll find you peace. I think it's Emerson. Sweet Amy, my love. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you like these dried roses and lilies. Times have been tough, but we are tougher. It's like how these flowers can withstand the forces of nature. We will as well. Love, Emerson. Oh, corpse. Whoever this is, they're long gone. Looks like they dropped something behind their chair there. Well, this is probably Emerson. The corpse in the coffin is, I think, Clara. December 27th, 1966. So this is continuing the last page of the journal I read in the last episode. Clara. Clara was the key. The universe blessed us that we don't have to share our parents, but we share everything else. She and I even share the same birthday, December 3rd, 1946. Clara has been my doppelganger since our birth, barring our hair colour. That night, after the vernal hobby ceremony, I revealed a plan to switch lives with Clara. Clara scoffed and slammed her hand down on her forehead, wondering how she didn't think of this earlier. Okay, so I said maybe one killed the other, but actually they switched. In the months that followed, she and I perfected everything about each other, from our clothes to our mannerisms. Tonight we switch lives for good. As I sit here wearing Clara's ball gown and with my hair freshly dyed midnight mocha, I can't help but smile. This room, my room, is the only place in the world where I can be alone with my thoughts. No one knows about it. It's been abandoned generations ago. Not even Clara. Regardless, it would be too suspicious if multiple people come up this way in the house we share, so it has been the only secret I have kept from her. But after tonight, there's no reason for me to hide this, so I'll finally share it, just as we've shared everything else. But not until then. Okay. After the winter ball, doubling as Clara's engagement party is over, there is the matter of my identity, in the off chance our parents outsmart us and realise our switch. In that matter, I'll need to go missing until they've cooled off. So this is Amy acting as Clara. She has disappeared. I found the perfect name as a backup. A part of me, Amy, wants to live on in this world, even as I step into her shoes. So I've created something new, a name that belongs to me alone, Melinda. It feels right, close enough to Amelia to remind me of who I am, yet far enough to allow me to become something else entirely. Clara and Emerson don't know this portion just yet, but I know I will have their support. Tonight I'll be her. Tomorrow I'll be who I need to be. Interesting, I think I'm starting to see the picture. I'm happy to hear it. So, do you know who I am? Emerson. Right? You remember. I knew the system would succeed in helping you remember. All those notes, those clues, they all came to this moment, the moment I've been waiting for. I'm sorry for letting my anger dictate the system. Surely you must know I tried to remove it so many times, but my attempts were unsuccessful. But my dear, I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me, as you must remember who you are. Emerson, I know what you're thinking, and... I'm not who you think I am. I'm not Amy. After all this time, how? Why do you still deny who you are? Let's work through this stuff. The Forest Memorial. As I was looking through your last letter, I noticed the contents of the memorial behind me. Those accessories don't belong to me. The gloves, the tokens, and the necklace are not mine. Amy's last letter. In the last letter that Amy wrote, she said she dyed her hair midnight mocha, but I'm still a redhead. I might look a lot like deceased one, the body in the coffin, but how could Sentry Eye log my presence if I was dead? One of the previous caretakers offered me a job. Not only did Sentry Eye log her presence, but I shook her hand. I had a physical interaction with another person. My grandmother knew I was coming to the mansion today and checked on me through the phone to see if I was okay, since I was, what I was presumed she was about to say, alone. And it's not just that. I have memories of my loved ones, my friends, my parents, my grandparents. You're right. You're absolutely right. But you look so much like her. I know, there's a reason for that, but I think what you truly want to know is who your long-lost love really is. There was something else here today. Someone who wasn't logged by Sentry Eye. Someone who never complained about this mysterious draft. That someone is... Mel. I knew she was a ghost. I didn't even put two and two together just then when the letter said Melinda. But that is... I guess it's Amy, but she's... The ghost has also got her hair dyed? Melinda is the name I gave myself, and I remember everything. After I wrote my letter detailing my scheme of switching places with Clara, I started to feel nervous. The truth was, I wrote that letter to convince myself this was for the best. I grabbed some of the calming elixir that helped me in the months before and started gulping it down, hoping this feeling would go away. I started to pace around while my brain was getting bombarded with hundreds of questions. What if Clara backs out? What if I forced my best friend into a compromising situation? What if people can figure out who I really am? Would our parents hate us after this? All the while I started to feel dizzier and dizzier. I caught sight of the elixir and realized it was almost over. I drank more than I thought. My eyes started to close and I felt this unusual drowsiness. Little did I realize two things at the time. One, the elixir was very effective. So effective I felt like passing out. Two, this room was very old. Almost everything was on the verge of breaking if enough force was applied. I reached for a bookshelf in the far corner of the room to stabilize myself, but the moment I did, it came crashing down on me. I was in so much pain I barely managed to escape. The last thing I remember was my head pounding as I was crawling to the door, and then nothing. Over the next years, my spirit faded in and out of this place. I realized it was no use trying to contact the living. I suffered a mental blockage due to the trauma surrounding my death. It was as if I couldn't remember, even if I wanted to. The only thing I remembered was my new name, Melinda. It served as a fresh start to a new life. Around 3 years ago, new caretakers finally started to pour in. I heard many of their backstories and started to adopt some of them for myself. I repeatedly told myself these lies until I finally believed them to be the truth. Emerson, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the pain I caused you by blocking this out. I wish we could have lived a long, happy life together. My love, I didn't know. This is not your fault. If only I found this attic sooner. If only I had been here with you that night instead of the ball. Don't be so hard on yourself. You couldn't have known. But you know, there is a silver lining to all this. We're together now, aren't we? That's true. Our parents have also accepted us, you know. They have? Maybe they're waiting for us. Maybe we should go to them. But first, I wanted to thank you, Everlyn, for giving it your all. You brought me and Emerson back together. You helped me remember who I was, and I will never forget that again. Yes, I want to thank you as well, my dear. I know my traps and puzzles weren't easy at times, but you're the only one who ever cared enough to make it this far. Thank you for reuniting me with my love. Promise me you'll visit? We'll be visiting you and our dear Clara every year during this time. We hope our old friend as well. She would be so proud of her granddaughter. Thank you, that means a lot. I guess I'll see you around? Looking forward to it. Take care, okay? Emerson, I think it's time, shall we? Gladly, my love. Hey, Grandma, can you hear me okay? Loud and clear, my dear. The worst of the storm has passed. How are you holding down the fortress? Are you still stressed? No, actually. You know something? Being surrounded by stories of tragedy, of death, it made me realize how much I've been forgetting to just live. I've been stressing over the next thing constantly. First the job and then this mansion. I forgot how to appreciate everything around me. The leaves that provide shade for me in the summers. The roses my parents gave me for my graduation, and even the job you gave me. And I forgot to appreciate myself too. Remembering the journeys I've completed is just as important as the one I'll embark on next. I know it won't be an easy habit to break, but I'm going to try, starting today. I'm taking control of my life, the only life I've ever known. Sweetheart, that's amazing news. I learned much later in my life it's the journey that counts. When I was in my 20s, well, never mind. All I want to say is you're wise beyond your years. But tragedy and death sounds quite concerning. Oh, well, it's no longer a tragedy, it was a happy ending. I have a lot to tell you about some old friends of yours. Maybe it's best if I tell you over breakfast. Oh, that sounds lovely. Swing by my office, I'll have some scones ready. And there we go, so I was a bit off base. So what happened was they tried to swap, but she accidentally killed herself, basically, with the sleepy potion. And so the switch never happened, and that's why Emerson and Clara drifted apart. Because they were never in love anyway, for the first bit. So yeah, no, they all came together in the end. That was pretty cool. Hopefully you've enjoyed it as well. Let's just click through the credits here, I guess. So AB is the developer. That's who sent me the code for the game. So thank you to AB. Did enjoy that. Little fox. We seem to have made all the good choices, which was quite nice. I think if you make more bad choices than good choices, and I think it goes down a different branching path on that sort of doors puzzle. Obviously, the one we did was quite straightforward in the end, wasn't it? But yeah, no, it was good. It was. I mean, the puzzles in this probably made me think more than a lot of other games I've played recently. I do play a lot of. Anyone who's followed this channel will know I play a lot of point and clicks, a lot of detective-style games, puzzle games. But this one, yeah, it had me scratching my head quite a few times, just trying to see how it all kind of pieced together and what was required. So, yeah, thanks very much, as I said, for the code for this one, AB, and hopefully you've enjoyed watching it. If you have, if you could hit that thumbs up button, that'd be fantastic. Leave me a comment as well. Let me know what you thought about the game and the ending and how everything came together. Interested to hear your thoughts. If you were guessing what had happened at the end, let me know how close you got. And, yeah. If you're watching this and not yet subscribed to the channel, if you could do that, that'd be amazing. Otherwise, I hope to see you elsewhere on Boring Dad Gaming for other games and other playthroughs. Bye for now.